This is one of the characters you gotta have respect for, man. One of the coolest characters around, bro. This badass, man. Whoever designed or made Nid, like, good job, man. The character's freaking amazing, bro. The 5 things you can be doing wrong with Nid. One of the biggest things with Nidhoggr is, number 1 is feedback. So when your targets are not burning, you're not taking advantage of feedback. When your targets are burning, you're taking advantage of feedback. What feedback does is basic axe attacks against burning enemies grants lifesteal. So that means when you're fighting someone, you should be healing at all times. So in order to heal yourself, you want to make sure they're on fire. Okay, you have a better chance of winning the fights. And 90% of your fights, you have a better chance of winning as long as the enemy is on fire. While the enemy's on fire, you're taking fire damage, so you're applying what they consider to be is called dots, dot damage. So dots just stands for damage. You say damage over time, pretty much. So it's just dots damage over time. All right. So you're applying that damage, and then you're also healing at the same time. You got a good chance of winning the fight. So that I would say that's the number 1 thing that people do not underestimate when it comes to Nidhoggr or fighting against Nidhoggr, is they don't understand that when you're on fire, you're at a disadvantage in fighting against Nid. You're not at an advantage, you know. So pick your fights. If I'm fighting against Nid, I'm gonna back off him on fire because I don't want him to heal. I want to fight him with his base health and not get him to heal, because if he starts healing, then it causes a problem. And sometimes you probably don't notice he's healing, but trust me, he's healing off of that feedback. Okay, so back off him, give him time to cool down and get a level head, and then go at him. All right. Power Slide and Boomatar both do good amount of damage. All right. People underestimate Power Slide with Nid because the problem with the good thing about Power Slide, it leaves a trail of fire, right? So if you have to reinitiate back on that fire, if they're on fire, you're healing, so you're working back on feedback. So all his abilities kind of tie to each other. So you can't underestimate feedback and Power Slide, because Power Slide leaves a trail. So if, say for instance, you got to run out of a fight, right? Say for instance, you might not get away, right? You might not get away, but the Power Slide is gonna allow you to create the distance. And if they're burning and you want to just say they got the guard down and reinitiate, then you get some health back if you can't get away. You know what I'm saying? So you can't underestimate the power of Power Slide. While you might think it's a simple ability and it's no biggie, Power Slide is huge. It does a good amount of damage. And if you look at the tab right here, it says leaves a trail of fire that causes enemies to burn for a percentage of their health, their max life. Okay, think about that. It's a percentage of their max life. Not saying, hey, when you Power Slide, you're gonna do 10 damage. No, it's a percentage of max life. So that percentage is really important. So you want to pay attention to Power Slide, whether you're initiating or rather you're Xing fights with Power Slide. Think about it and use it effectively in fights. All right. Number 3, I would say Boomatar. Understanding how Boomatar works. A lot of people underestimate how Boomatar works. Boomatar is all about the stun. Okay. The reason why you're using Boomatar in fights is because it's usually not because sometimes when someone's running away from you, but this is a good opener sometimes, and this is a good closer or finisher sometimes, or sometimes it's just good to throw into the mix into your fighting. There's no right or wrong way to combo with Nid, but the biggest thing with this Boomatar is like when you throw it, when it comes back, it's stunning. So what you can do is when you throw it out, position it so it comes back and hits multiple targets, so you get 3 stuns for the price of 1. Okay, a lot of people don't understand that. So when I'm in a team fight, you'll see me. I'll be fighting. Then I says, okay, I need to stun. My ult's not up, so I will back up. I will Boomatar back up and then swing my body to a certain angle so I can get a team stun. All right, without having my ult ready. And then when that team stun hits them, I'm coming back in with Power Slide, because to create the fire damage, and then reinitiating with fire breath and then whooping ass. Use it for a slow and use it for the stun, man. That's the biggest thing. Okay, this is salt, pepper, and a little bit of lemon pepper or garlic powder, right? If you consider it food, right? You put this on the meat, right, to get the meat tasting really good, right? And then this is like you got an expensive plate, right? This is where you got the big expensive plate that you want to put the food on. But shit, if you ain't putting nothing on the food, then this shit don't mean anything. The plate don't mean anything. So that's where it comes to where I don't want to focus too much on supers or anything, because it's not going to help you. All right. Fire breath is 4. It's because fire breath is such a good ability. When you can't apply any dot damage, fire breath gets the dot damage out quick. Okay, it's like, dang, I don't have any dot damage, let me apply a dot. Now, one of the things I wish that the developers would do is maybe something with Nid is maybe you can have like an icon above their head to let them know they're still burning. I know you can see them and visually see they're still burning, but it would make it simpler for players that play Nid and says, okay, I'm not healing now because I didn't apply my dots. Okay, the biggest thing with Nid is applying the dots. Always make sure your dots are always being applied. Fire breath helps you stay in fights longer. Okay, so if you're not applying fire breath while you're in fights, you're not doing the maximum amount of damage as you could be. Okay, so that's the biggest thing with Nid is understanding your power of your dots. Okay, no dots, no damage. Number 5, rock out with your cock out. All right, rock out with your cock out. All right, and the reason why I say that is with Nid is a lot of people play Nid passively. They don't play Nid aggressive, right? Be aggressive, but don't chase. Okay, don't chase kills, but be aggressive. Okay. The biggest thing with Nid is like you can do so many things wrong with Nid and still recover, and so you should just play him aggressive, man. He's a rock star, man. So get on the stage, rock out with your cock out, you know, have fun with him, blast through people, and have a blast with him. He's an easy character. I think he's a really easy character to play, but you need to be aggressive with him. If you're fighting with your team and you're not aggressive with Nid, I feel like the team loses the respect for me. If I don't see aggressive Nidhoggr, I'm like, man, y'all ain't about nothing. So Nid is the only one that creates that type of aggression in those fights. So that's why the last one I have to leave off is rock out with your cock out. Man, pull that thing out, whip it all the way around the guitar. Slam it against walls, slam it against her walls, slam it against your mother's walls. Wherever you want to slam that, slam it. Bash it into everybody, all right? Have fun with Nid. Nid is a great character to play. Just go aggressive with him, man. Get into the meat and potatoes with him, bro. Rock out with your cock out. There you go. You could have gave me a sucker or something. No, I want him. There we go. That's the start of everything. Get off him. Get out of here. Come back here if you want. Coming back. Woo! Nid is great, bro. There ain't much to him, man. Just have fun with him. Rock out with your cock out. Be aggressive. Damage done. 5,706. Okay, Gizmo out damaged me. Who cares, bro? I was in there slinging my dick left and right. Damage taken. 4,874. Look, I took more damage than the tank, bro. Healing 122. Killing blows 4. Jet score. Good game, bro. Good game.